Subaru is now the most reliable brand on the market. Yes, you've heard it correctly. According to Consumer Reports, Subaru makes the most reliable new car. And let's see where other brands sit on that list. Let's get to it. Hey, it's LSF here today, and today we're here to look at who makes the most reliable new cars according to Consumer Reports. And you can see it here. It does say Subaru, Lexus, Toyota lead the reliability ratings with GMC, Cadillac, and Rivian at the last on the bottom of the list. And they actually have a little more information how they analyze new hybrids, EVs, and plug-in hybrids, also versus ICE vehicles, gas-only vehicles. So you do need to get a full CR subscription to see more details. I do have access to that information, so I can only speak to it. I cannot show to you. All right, so let's see. So what they're saying is new car prices, $48,000. Definitely a lot more expensive nowadays because of inflation and all that. And you really want to avoid spending more money on repairing the vehicle. But again, brand new vehicles, at least you get 3 to 4 years of warranty and things will get fixed during that time. But the hassle of going back and trying to get things replaced is not a good thing. So reliability is always the first choice, one of the choices some people would pick their cars. And some will actually pick innovations, and some people would like driving an EV because there's convenience. I don't need to go to the gas station, and it's a lot more cheaper to own an EV because of the cost of gas is a lot more expensive than plugging it in. But then it depends on where you live. Some places electricity is not cheap as well. So owning a car, a lot of it really depends on your priorities and what makes sense for you. So they're calculating the reliability ratings of new cars and they're really based on their members. So they have about 300,000 members and having different types of vehicles. There are some brands that aren't included because their owners have not bought them. Maybe because they're not as reliable, and that's why they've never been on the list, like Alfa Romeo, Chrysler, Dodge, Fiat, Infiniti, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lincoln, Lucid, Maserati, Mercedes-Benz, Mini, Mitsubishi, Polestar, Porsche, and Ram. Those, they don't have enough information to add them to this list. All right, so let's first look at Subaru. So why is Subaru the top of the brands? So Subaru, they're now above Toyota and Lexus. A few reasons. I would say Toyota and Lexus in the past few years have introduced a few things. First, a brand new infotainment system, which probably needs time for them to iron out all the issues. And as an NX owner, having that infotainment system, the lack of getting updates and fixing issues is probably one reason as well. Another thing is introducing new models, new brands, and new stuff. So definitely, you were seeing a lot of problems like the NX, RX all have the digital latch that can have problems. A lot of owners having 12-volt battery issues, especially with the hybrids and plug-in hybrids. And definitely those are things that will cause reliability issues. So for myself, my NX, there's gone through, I think, 3 recalls. One was a software update, one is more of like an inspection, one is the bigger one, which is the DC to DC converter. So I've actually been to the dealership a few times, one for the 12-volt battery, one for the side mirror shaking, vibrating when you drive in higher speeds, and one also for the wireless charger. It doesn't really charge well, got it replaced, charge better, but still are scenarios where some phones are not charging. Right, so then when you look at Subaru, well, Subaru, Forester, and Impreza, they said it's well above average. We have the Crosstrek, Legacy, Outback, and Accent that is above average and average. So most of their vehicles are above average. They share a lot of components, so they do say they share a lot of components. And when they redesign vehicles, when you look at a Subaru, even 10 years old Subaru to now, you don't see that big of a difference because they actually make incremental changes. And then when you think about it, Toyota does that as well. Well, new engines, new stuff. And so they've actually gone through an era right now where they have a lot of new things, and those new things could hurt the reliability scores. They have been doing incremental changes and incremental fixes as well. But when you look at Subaru, definitely it reduces the risk of problems because they share the components, and if they're good, it'll be good for the whole lineup. Another thing that I would say is they have the Boxer engine and they don't have many electrified vehicles. They have the Solterra, and now soon they'll have the hybrid for some vehicles. They're not as wide, like they don't have as many models as Toyota. And a lot of the things that Subaru has are quite a known factor already. They're quite dependable and it's been on the market for quite some time. So when you look at here, why they're saying that Toyota has gone down, they're saying that the Tacoma and the Tundra full size are getting below average reliability. The BZ4X electric vehicle is hurting the Toyota score as well. And then when you look at Subaru, the Solterra EV is also below average reliability, which actually hurt the Subaru numbers as well. So you can definitely see that EVs on this list is actually hurting their reliability scores. And then when you look at Lexus and Toyota, I would say all three of them are above average in like overall. Okay. And then when you look at it, the next one they're saying is Honda, and then Acura is coming fifth place. So Honda Acura is still not bad. They're still going quite well. And then let's go and look at the brand list. Okay. So you can see here Subaru 68. And then we have Lexus, which is 3 points down, 65. And then another 3 points down, we have Toyota 62. We have Honda with 59, Acura 55, tied with Mazda. And we have Audi 54, BMW 53, Kia, Hyundai as a twin, 51 and 50. We have Buick 48, this Nissan 48, Ford is at 44. And then we have now more of the orange and red stuff. Genesis. I'm surprised Genesis, but probably they do have a lot of electric vehicles, and according to Consumer Reports, they seem to be a big issue. Volvo with 38, 37 with the Chevys, 36 with Tesla, Volkswagen is 34, Jeep is 33, GMC is 33, Cadillac is 27, and Rivian, the only EV brand, like they only make EVs, 14. So definitely you can see a big gap here. 14 to 68. But 14 is pure EVs. 68 only has one EV and the rest are ICE vehicles. So first thing is, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that ICE vehicles are superior and that they're more reliable because again, the reason for EVs was to actually get less problems because they actually have less problem areas. Follow me on Instagram at LSFT Videos. You can see updates on my experience with the NX450H Plus, which may not be shown on any future videos. You can reach out to me via direct messaging if you have any questions on your Lexus. If you like this video, you can provide me feedback in the comments below, like this video, share it with your friends. This definitely will help with the YouTube algorithms. Press the subscribe button and bell icon and get notified when new videos show up. And lastly, if you want to support me further, you can provide me a super thanks, or visit my Amazon storefront before you purchase anything from Amazon, and or you can purchase products from the list on the items that I've been using with my vehicle or at home at no extra cost to you. And now let's continue with the video. ICE vehicles, which is the gas-only vehicles, have 17 potential problem areas. EVs have up to 12, so there's 5 less problem areas because then you don't have an engine, you don't have a transmission, you have a lot less, but then they have electric motors, EV batteries, and the charging system, which they don't have. Hybrids, 19. They have 17 that comes from the gas only, and also they have 2 more, which is electric motors and EV batteries. And then so-called the best of both worlds, and I know some people do not agree because it actually combines the two, the ICE and the EVs, has 20 problem areas. So 17 from here, And then they also have electric motors, EVs, and the EV charging, so the charging components. So when you look at it, hybrids have 19, plug-in hybrids have 20. So there's really one more problem area, which is the charging. So is plug-in hybrid really that more unreliable than the hybrids? I would say they're probably quite comparable because other than the EV charging components, I don't think that there's that much more. But then there has been reports that hybrids are the most reliable as possible. And it does say down here that hybrids are the best of electrified. So they have 19 problems areas, but then they're the best. Isn't that a little bit contradicting? I know a lot of people who've gone EVs would totally disagree with this because there's only 12 areas where EVs can have issues compared to 19. So the probability of having more problems is probably less with EVs than with hybrids, plus 19, right? So if you look at here, they're saying that hybrid powertrains remain reliable while pure EVs and plug-in hybrids are improving, but they still have more problems. So hybrid technology has evolved over the years. So first important thing is hybrids have been on the market for over 20 years. But then when you look at it, not hybrids are all the same as what consumer reports are saying. So if you look at it, they're saying Hyundai, Kia, Lexus, and Toyota are earning the top reliability scores of these categories. So for them, hybrids are extremely well done. But then they say the Ford's F-150 hybrid is the least reliable in the survey. Why is that? Because they're saying that it's actually worse than the conventional gas-only one F-150. I think that if the Lightning was here, probably the Lightning would be more reliable than the hybrid as well. They also say that the Ford Escape hybrid is actually the least reliable model, scoring over the gas-only Escape as well. So there's differences here. So they're saying that the plug-in hybrids is a mixed bag because it has 70% more problems than ICE based on like 17 versus 20, right? And then it's great because you can do short ranges with pure electric, and then if you want long ranges, you can use the gas. But then the problem is you have a higher chance of problems because you have two different types of powertrains. So you're hauling the gas only powertrain and the uh, EV. But then when you think about it, what are hybrids? Hybrids also have the same components, other than probably like a heat pump and also the charging system. So there's really not that much more in the plug-in hybrids. But again, you have to keep in mind different brands have different designs of how their plug-in hybrids are built. So you're seeing here, they say that several plug-in hybrids are less reliable than conventional counterparts, like the Mazda CX-90. They scored well below average, while the regular CX is an average. They have the X5 plug-in hybrid, the Lexus NX plug-in hybrid, and the Prius just scored average, while the NX and all that is above average. So as I said, it actually will take time to improve and really be able to improve and make things more reliable. So when you're looking at here, the GM's model, the Lyric and the Chevrolet Blazer EV, they're saying that they're scoring the lowest because they're brand new and they still have problems with like a climate system, EV batteries, and all that. But then when you look at here, there's a few models that improved a lot. And when you look at here, a few models have improved a lot. The Bronco Sport and the Genesis GV80, which first arrived in 2021, have average reliability and are recommended. Because Consumer Reports is a paid subscription, so I cannot really disclose what's behind it, but I can probably explain what I see, okay? If you're interested, do reach out to me on Instagram, and I can probably provide you a little bit more information, but I cannot publicly provide this information to you. So Lexus NX is on the list. So you can see here, the order, I can say what it is the order of how they've named the models is the ranking, okay? The NX gas is the highest ranking, followed by the NX hybrid. The margin is very close. The NX hybrid to the ES is also very close, okay? And then the RX hybrid follows that, but that has a bigger gap, okay? The ES hybrid is very close to the RX hybrid. And the TX hybrid is also very close, but not as close as the other ones, just a tad more. And then you can see that the NX plug-in hybrid is below the TX, and that actually has a different color. Okay, but yeah, so it's actually significantly less than the TX, but the gap is not as big between the NX plug-in hybrid and the RX. So the RX is last on the list, same color as the NX plug-in hybrid. And then when you look at it, the RX is gas only. So there are cases where hybrids are predicted more reliable than the gas only, and this is one of the case. You can see that the RX hybrid is much higher in the ranking than the RX. So same goes with the details of the reliability history. So I can only explain what I see, and in this screen you can actually get a point of like what are the potential trouble areas. So overall, when you look at it, it is mid-ground, I would say. Overall reliability is mid-ground. And then we can look at the powertrain. Overall, it's actually top notch. The only area within here we see that is a little bit lower is the EV battery. And again, because a bigger battery, you always have that potential. And then everything is top notch until you actually go to build quality. In the build quality, the thing that hits us the most is the electrical accessories. So under that, it is the infotainment system, heads-up display, backup cameras, and sensors is where it actually got a major hit. Okay. When you look at the body hardware, paint, trim, noises, those are all top notch as well. And also when it comes to the in-car electronics, that's where it gets mid-ground. So when you think about that, the NX gas, the NX hybrid, and the NX plug-in hybrid all has the same type of electronics like GPS, infotainment systems, heads-up display. So I'm not sure why we would see a discrepancy between the hybrids, the plug-in hybrids, and the gas-only versions of the NX. Because if what we're seeing here, the plug-in hybrid gets knocked off a little bit on the EV battery, and then on the build quality where the electronics and in-car electronics is where it got the knockoff, then I'm not too sure why this is ranked that much lower compared to the gas only. And then when you look at the reliability standpoint, they all have the same components. Not sure why that happens. Again, if you're interested, do reach out to me. I hope that you found that this video was informative, and until next video, drive safely. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please comment, like, share this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to my channel and press that bell icon to get notified when new videos are posted. And if you'd like to support this channel, you can provide me a super thanks. And until next time, cheers.